Going live while giggling is never good. Right. Okie dokie. Hey, hello, human race. Well, semi-human.
Hello.
Right. How we doing, boys?
All right, not too bad.
Yeah, not too bad.
Could definitely had a worse week.
Yep. Well, we will get on to the UK's week momentarily.
Like I said, could have had a worse week.
Steve.
Hope you're well, Steve.
Hi, Steve.
Hey, Dave.
I hope you're keeping yourself out of trouble for once.
Mm-hmm.
I take it people haven't been up to much this week. Yep. Well, no. A whole minute, Steve. A whole minute. It makes a difference. I've been told.
Yeah. Alana was most pleased when he managed it.
And very disappointed when she wasn't in the room.
The lollipop sticks, lollipop sticks, and Elastic Mans did wonders. Evening, Lee and Lisa.
Hi, Lee. Hi, Lisa.
Hey, up free. Hope you're all well, guys.
Hi, Free.
Hey, Bree.
Ah, dear. Right. Catch up and a mess about show this week. But since putting that, I've sort of come up with something that I want to talk about that's in the news. The wonderful job that the UK people, if you can call them people, are doing with the riots that they're causing over, they say, immigration. I say they're doing it because they want to furnish their houses. And the fact that they're saying
especially if they're looting Greg's.
Well, I mean, there's a video. There was a video. I'm sure you've seen it as well. They robbed Sainsbury's, one of like the mini stores, and they're robbing the alcohol. And there's videos of the people doing it, and so these people will be caught again, like they did it with the Manchester riots before,
and the London ones as well,
and the London ones. And you're doing this in the name of we don't want immigration. Okay, you don't want immigration. I agree. We need to cut immigration down. We do. Because this country can only take so many people. I agree with that. But there are ways of doing it, and having a riot and attacking other people is not the way forward. Exactly, Lee. Exactly. Yeah. It's this whole attitude of, well, we'll go and beat up some, and I excuse my racist slur here. We'll go packy bashing, to give an old quote. That's really going to endear you to the government to think, I can see where the people are coming from. They're being sensible. We need to do something about immigration. No. You're just going to get put on a blacklist now. And it isn't just Muslim people that are being attacked. There's 3 nurses that have been Filipino nurses that have been attacked. Hi, Elise. If you're attacking NHS staff, but the next thing you'll be moaning about is the fact that there's no NHS staff to deal with UK residents. Evening, Michael.
Hey, Mike.
Hi, Mike.
everybody's moaning about money and lack of money in the country. All these riots, has anybody thought what that is going to cost to put right, and the policing costs and the NHS costs and repairing shops and the insurance prices and all of the rest of that? Have they, none of them have actually thought about that small thing.
And an average of 2 police vehicles per city.
Yeah. And you can see that these riots have been planned. They're actually putting it out on Facebook, certain groups. There's Facebook groups where they put it out where they're going to be having the next one.
Which takes it to a whole different level when they're actually planned.
Oh, it's planned. Oh, this is planned.
Yes, we see what I'm saying, though. If it was sporadic, I mean, it's still not a good situation by any means.
No, but if let's say there was a riot in, I don't know, London, let's just say London, and it kicked off and there was a bit of a punch-up between two sides and it blah, blah, blah. Okay, shouldn't have happened. It's bad. That's one thing. This is planned, and this is nationwide. And these people
going out. Yeah, there were flyers going out on Instagram, Facebook, Twitter, saying, right, we're all going to meet here at this time for a demonstration. Yeah, right. It's not a demonstration.
Right, exactly.
Particularly when they're saying when they're adding to the flyer, and please notify these groups from the different football clubs.
Like I said to Bill earlier, I was involved in football-related stuff years ago. I'm being so careful how I say I don't want to get people in trouble, but I was involved in that. This is classic football violence, the way it's been planned. No doubt about it. And yeah, it has stoked the fire, Lisa. Just because you've got a politician stoking the fire, or the Prime Minister, it doesn't mean that people have to do something. People don't have to do this. There's lots of things I disagree with at the moment with the government. A lot of things. Well, the government for one of them, but
I'll be honest, I have never been so almost ashamed of being British born and bred.
oh, you see, you're not 100% English like some of us. Hey up, Gary.
Right, Gary.
Hi, Gary.
Hey, Gary.
But
That's the one, Lise. That is the one.
They just do. I know what some of my heritage is? Yes. Is it all British? No.
But no, most
But
of
neither
the people,
is any of theirs.
most 99.9% of the people in the UK are not 100% English or British. You've got heritage from all over the place, going back hundreds of years.
Mm-hmm.
So what does
Thousands of
it
years.
matter? What does it matter that if the only thing with immigration that I do agree with is we need to cut immigration down because of the size of the country and the fact we are running out of money and space as a country. That needs to change, yes. but there are ways of dealing with it. And this
That's
is
like
not.
over here. We're even getting overcrowded. You know.
Well, I can think.
I live in Podunk, Ohio, and we have immigration here.
But
Exactly, Lisa. Exactly.
there is no such thing as a true English or British person. Single heritage doesn't exist.
No.
The royal family, they're all Krauts.
Mhm.
And Romanian and Austrian and there's
Yeah.
one or two English.
They're a bunch of sausage suckers. I don't know. I don't know what. The only way I see them actually stopping the riots that are going on is for the police to get a lot more heavy-handed. And as Mike said earlier, is we might even have to bring out military to stop it.
I think as we already know the planning stuff for next weekend, we're going to have to bring the military out.
Yeah. Yes, we know you're a Yorkshire pudding, eh? I think well, what choice have you got?
Evening, William.
Oh, he decided to turn up this time.
Well, he's actually turned up before we're just leaving. Hey, William.
Yes, Gary, you are a massive potato. Yes, I agree, Lisa. The police just need to do their job and uphold the law, regardless of colour, regardless of religion. Just uphold the law. That's it. Do your jobs.
It's like the scary one I read today. A lot of the stickers for all of these, behind the stickers are razor blades. That's tooled up for the job.
Yeah.
That's nothing to do with a peaceful protest. That's tooled up for the job.
The thing is how far do you think some of these people will go? We've already had attacks on nurses. We've had attacks on the police. We've had police cars set on fire. How much further do they want to go with it?
Well, they've attacked somebody for being Asian, stopped his car, pulled him out of his car, and then smashed the car up.
Yeah.
They stabbed somebody in a station because he was Asian.
I don't doubt it was far right that organised the riots. Tommy Robinson, of course, was not involved in this. Not saying that he was, but I'm saying that people he knows were, I would say, is the best way of saying it.
Yeah. There's a handful of people that are all known to have been part of the EDL have been involved in the organising of this.
The issue you've got with this two-stage policing, if somebody is Muslim, they're treated differently to if somebody's white. It's got to stop. If somebody is a criminal, they're a criminal. I don't care where they're from. I don't care who you are. If you've broken the law, then you've broken the law, and therefore you should be prosecuted or arrested for that crime. That's it.
Mhm.
Yeah.
But the problem we've got at the moment is we have Keir Starmer, who is very pro-Muslim. Just look at his past. Yeah, they are looking for any excuse, William.
They always have done. Any excuse.
Sorry, guys. The issue
Well,
is it's kicked off now. Tyler's taken offence to my racist comments. All I said was he was an American.
Or his computer's restarted.
I agree there, Lisa. Yeah. But people on both sides, if they've been in the wrong, they should face the law. It is that simple.
Yeah. I do think the
Doesn't
police have
matter what-
got to get tougher. They've got to. They can't just allow this for either side. They can't. If you keep allowing this, it's going to keep happening. The only way I can see this getting resolved, the riot side of it, is for it to be come under the armed forces, for the military to take over, and for them to deal with it. Oh, how long has it been brewing? Oh, years. I do get why people became angry, Lisa. I do get that, and we do get why people are pissed off. But does that justify attacking people the way they have?
No.
You know, I don't. I get the frustration. It is, and yeah, you're right there. It is a typical Labour plot of divide and conquer. Smash the country to pieces.
That's also true, Lisa. Because with Brexit, we stopped working with France to control it. We did work with France to try and keep that border under control. Since then, there hasn't been the two countries working together on it.
Oh, I'm not. I totally agree, Lisa. Nothing justifies what's going on. But I can also see why people would be frustrated with, especially now that they brought in this, the pension things, and no more winter payments and no more free TV licenses. The next one I predict will be no more, probably bus passes. I reckon that'll go.
Yeah. Or it'll be up to the local authority to only issue ones that you could use in your own council area.
At the end of the day, the elderly people have earned those effectively.
Mm.
So yes, they should have them.
But don't forget, it was Labour that brought in the bus passes.
Yes. But it didn't work out how they thought it would. So we'll blame the Conservatives because they managed it badly. This is the problem. You might as well take away the Labour, take away the Conservatives, and just say politicians have fucked it up for the last few hundred years.
Mm.
How the fuck do we stop? How do we stop it now and get back to a system that works? That's a good question. How do we change this? And before you say it, Lee, Guy Fawkes is not involved. That goes to you as well, Michael. We are not blowing Parliament up.
I mean, it wouldn't be that hard.
But something needs to be done.
I don't know. That is actually a very, very good point, William. You have these security agencies that cost millions of pounds. They must have known this was going to kick off.
Yeah.
Must have known. The only alternative then, Mike, if it's a pass fixing, would be to allow just let it fight its way out. Let it go. Let the country rip itself to bits. Because that's what will happen.
Mm.
That is a fucking scary thought.
Mm.
Thing is, if the police don't step up and toughen up, we're looking at civil war.
There are people out there. At the minute, we've got a few idiots running about, trashing Sainsbury's and Tesco stores and nicking a few bottles of beer. Setting fire to the odd police car. How long before it gets to a point where people go a lot further and take the law into their own hands and start murdering people?
Oh, it's going to escalate quickly.
Because that's the next stage, isn't it? It gets to that point where people will want to go further.
Well, and especially think about the general public that gets pushed more and more by these people that are doing stuff. At some point, you're going to snap.
I do like your jokes, William. Yeah, when is the last time you actually see a copper walking, a proper policeman walking down the road doing his job?
2002.
Did you write that down at the time? Saw one policeman.
No, it was a friend of mine who's one at local sergeants, and he decided to do a walk around. That was 2002.
It's scary, isn't it? I mean, anybody in the service industry who works in shops, who works on buses, for instance.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. I
Well, it's
wouldn't want to
scary.
be
It's
in
a
Europe.
genuine it's a public safety issue everywhere. You know,
It's going to be a scary issue because are you going to get people attacking you again on the bus? You could. I think with where you are in the country at the moment, I think you'll be all right, to be honest.
Yeah,
Right.
there doesn't seem
I
to be
don't know,
anything.
the planning one in Weymouth.
In Weymouth?
Yeah,
There's fuck all to smash up in Weymouth.
yeah, obviously they want a holiday.
Mm,
It's hard work, this
Going for-
rioting.
they're going for an ice cream.
Oh,
Going to
yeah.
flake in that, love. Going to flake in that, love.
Well, like London, I can't. It's got to be 10 years since I was last in London, and I can't remember seeing any place when I was last in London 10 years ago. You see sort of a white flash with a yellow line going, and that's about it. You don't actually see it.
Yeah,
See you later, buddy. You don't actually see a policeman. You just see
Dave.
sort of a white flash as it goes past.
Mm.
Oh, blue light. There's no car with it. There's just a blue light going down the road.
Radio controlled.
Yep. It's attached to the top of a drone.
Hanky, I have never been inside a London prison. Okay, let's just leave it there. Yeah, London, the Metropolitan Police Force is probably the most corrupt in the world. Same to you, Steve. See you later, bud.
See you later, mate.
Yeah,
Hey,
just-
well, yeah, that's the one, Lee. Yeah.
But it's. I mean, the thing is, how many people are going to be affected negatively by this? They're going to be scared to go out now.
Mm.
Well,
I guarantee those nurses are going to be off sometime within the next couple of months. 4 months with PTSD.
yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Guarantee it.
Yeah.
If
And then also depending on how much support that they're given by their local NHS trust as well.
Yeah. If they're given enough support, they'll get back to work. If they're not, they might never get back to work afterwards.
Mm.
I hope they do, and I hope they can get over it. Obviously, you don't know. You just don't know how it will affect them.
No,
They
but
might be
it's going to be
okay.
negative.
They might. They could be okay, maybe, hopefully. You know, I knew things were going to be bad when Labour came in, but yeah. If
Do you know, thinking about it, Matt, the scariest thing is you and I talked about this.
Yeah.
We said there's going to be riots.
Yeah.
If Labour take control.
Yep.
I didn't think it would be over so little.
if I was to be a conspiracy theorist, which I am, I would have said, with the way Keir Starmer handled this, I would say he's done this on purpose. So he can put possibly the military on the streets to control the people. And if that is the case, fuck me, we're in for some shit in the future.
Yeah. Now, apparently Keir Starmer's cancelled his holiday.
Where was he going? Skegness?
Vegas.
Skegway. It is a big step, William, but think about the communist viewpoints of Keir Starmer.
And how many cities have been involved so far with these riots?
Well, the curfews bit doesn't bother me because I'm always in by 7 anyway. But but it's
It's going to be like lockdown again, isn't it?
oh yeah.
Only essential travel.
That's it. William, martial law isn't that big a step when there's this number of cities been involved. We came close to it in the 70s, being put under martial law.
Oh, because of the miners.
No,
And the
before
power
the
cuts.
miners.
No,
Before
it
the
was
mine.
the trade unions. It was all to do with the trade unions and the 3-day week and all of that. We came very, very close. Do I think? I don't. I hope we don't. I hope we don't go into another lockdown because I think there'll be a lot of people who won't handle it mentally. It will destroy a lot of people if we do. Yep, Labour government again, William.
Yeah. Yeah, it was Harold Wilson, wasn't it? He caused all the aggro.
Oh, the Brixton riots. Jesus Christ. Oh. If we want to talk about those, why don't we talk about the Toxteth riots? Both of those were caused by policemen. Brixton and Toxteth. Toxteth riot was caused by a copper jumping out of a car, and there was a black lad on a motorbike who was pushing it on the path, and the copper got out of the car and punched him in the mouth. Great policing. And that's how the riot started. The Brixton riot, they arrested a lad for, I think he had a 10 bag of weed on him. That's how it all kicked off. You'll have to wheel that song out again, Lee.
Oh, God, yeah.
We're in a situation now where this country is dangerous. And I don't think America is far behind for it starting there either. It wouldn't take much because there's already been riots in parts of America. We know that.
We've had them here, locally here.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. We know.
Yeah, you did the other week, didn't you?
Literally just up the street from you.
Shit.
So. Yeah.
But no, you're right though. There has been a lot of media stuff that is just propaganda.
Yeah.
And every news article has to mention those 3 little girls that were stabbed.
Which, I'll say it again, 3 little girls murdered.
Yeah.
Awful. I mean, terrible. I'm
Oh, it
so
is.
sorry. So sorry for their family that's happened. That is terrible.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
But
I have every sympathy for their families, but these riots are being done in their names.
yeah, but there's two
What's that
things.
gonna do to what's that going to do to the families?
Two things
What's
here.
that going to do to the families of the other 9 victims that day?
Exactly. There's 2 things here that stand out. When the media got hold of it, they didn't say 3 young girls murdered at a birthday party, blah, 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 blah. That's it. It was 3 young girls murdered at a Taylor Swift themed party. I don't like Taylor Swift, but what the fuck has Taylor Swift got to do with it? She's her music has nothing to rap. It doesn't matter who it was. Nobody gives a shit that it's Taylor Swift.
Yeah, but it makes a better headline.
Oh yeah.
It makes a better headline.
But I mean, they say about immigration, but the lad who committed that atrocity isn't an immigrant. He was born here. His parents had been here 13, 14 years before he was born.
Yeah. So we're talking 30 years ago they came here.
Yeah.
Roughly.
And where did they come from?
Uganda.
A country that at the time was under the rule of one of the most despotic leaders Africa has ever seen.
Fuck's sake, he's put despotic. He's coming out with the big words tonight. He's eating a dictionary. No, you're right.
Idi Amin.
Idi Amin.
Who was also a cannibal.
Word. You said the wrong word. He would have your family wiped out.
He did with millions, I reckon. Millions. Yeah. He was also a cannibal, Idi Amin. You reckon Keir Starmer's a cannibal?
Well, look at what Robert Mugabe did with Zimbabwe.
Yeah.
Over hundreds of white families. Thousands of white families.
Thousands.
Yep.
The same happened in South Africa.
Yeah.
When you finished up with 2 tribes back fighting again.
Well, yeah. Yeah, he's definitely that. He's definitely a wanker, mate.
But that kid's family had genuine cause to want to be out of that country.
He definitely might be, Lee. Keir Starmer. Definitely might be something else. Strange how that word rhymes with a pair of swimming trunks, isn't it?
Odd, isn't it? Yeah.
You know, it's one similarity between all these people we're mentioning. They're all the same sort of people. They're all fanatical extremist leaders. And Keir Starmer is bordering on that same fanatical extremist views by what he's putting out in his stuff. He's getting
it
people
was.
fired up.
Yeah, saying they were definitely extreme right wing in that press statement this afternoon. Probably not the best thing to say.
I get
that
where
just
Lisa's
shows-
coming from. I get where Lisa's coming from. Is that, you know, however you look at it, they're wrong. However you look at it, they're wrong. Be them right wing, being woke, being whatever, they're wrong. That's the end of it. But the fact is that you've now got to somehow put a stop to this, and he is meant to be the person we look to put a stop to it, not cause more trouble. I don't think there's any doubt that the papers are behind a lot of this. The media is behind a lot of this.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
We all know how honest that the media are.
And how uncorruptible the BBC are. Just look at the shit that's going down with Hugh Edwards.
Oh, yeah, because he's innocent.
Oh yeah.
But they reckon he'll get off with you. Well, actually, a good point. We'll bring up about Hugh Edwards. They now reckon Hugh Edwards will get away for his paedophile behaviour. I don't care whether I get banned for that. I really don't, because that's what it is.
No, it is.
Looking at pictures of young boys and possibly more. And they reckon he's looking at a year suspended for. That's the one. I like that digital nonsense.
Digital nonsense.
I do like that description. So he gets a year for interfering with children. There's a lot of us.
And creating images of young boys.
Yes. There's a lot of us who have been through experiences in our pasts, be they being beaten as a child and abused that way, be them of a sexual nature, in my case. And when you look at somebody who gets a year suspended, fucking something wrong there.
Yeah.
Yeah, he should be in the same place as Watkins. It isn't quite as serious as what Watkins did, obviously, which I'm not going to say. And if anybody wants to know what Ian Watkins did, you can go and look that up yourselves. But
it's available.
But then you also got
Sorry,
You've
go
also
on.
got all the thing that's kicking off with that Dutch volleyball player at the Olympics as well. But that's been overshadowed by the fact that there's been a woman that has had more testosterone than another female boxer.
Mhm.
It is a simple one. If you are caught in any professional sport taking any sort of enhancing drug, you're banned. That's it.
Oh,
Life.
exactly.
You're done. Stop fucking about with all this. Oh yeah, we'll allow trans women to be boxers. We're blah blah blah. No, fuck off. Simple. Banned. Done.
I want to say the Algerian boxer is an unusual case because she isn't actually trans. She is female.
No, she-
She has an unusual chromosome because she's female with XY chromosome.
yeah, he did.
Yeah. Well, I hope while he's inside, he has a lovely time. And as Lisa said, if you do look up that case in any way, be warned.
Yeah.
There are some things I'm not willing to discuss it. Sorry. I refuse to. It
I want to say the worst with Smurf was he went. That was the third time he'd gone down.
Oh,
Yeah. I did a bit of hunting about. You know, he disappeared for 11 months.
Yeah.
Then reappeared. He was inside.
mm,
And that was his second time.
mm.
and as Gary said about the Catholic Church, you know, over here in Ireland, and all of the things that went on for the past 60, 70 years.
It wasn't just in Ireland, it was the Catholic Church right across Europe.
Mhm.
Well, yeah, Gary's, because Gary's over here in Ireland.
Yeah.
So he's just saying more about this area. But there was a lot of there was women having children taken off them that were meant to be put up for adoption, and the children disappeared. There was abuse cases. There's some horrendous stuff.
Yeah.
You know, it makes me feel physically sick talking about anything to do with paedophiles. It really does. I despise them. But the corruption will always be there. All we can try and do is try and bring out, you know, anybody who knows about the corruption is try and get it out. The problem you've got is you're dealing with the BBC, who are financed by the government. How can the government finance something which they know that at the heart of it there is paedophile rings?
Yeah.
Maybe I'm just being a real thick bastard here. I mean, which is quite possible.
No, I get that, Gary.
Yeah, I've heard a lot of things, Gary, and thankfully it has improved over here a bit. There are still cases going on, but people are more willing to come out and talk about it now. thankfully.
Mm.
You know, there's more people out there, and I think the internet has helped a lot with that, because it's providing a place where people can say, yes, I went to whatever school, I was abused, or this happened, or that's all people can do.
Hate to say it, Lisa, but you're right.
Yeah.
And in a lot of ways, when he was head of the CPS,
You had all the cases in the north of England.
Mm-hmm.
yeah. Oh, there were a lot of cases in the north of England that mysteriously went quiet.
Yeah, the only thing I can say is if anybody is ever affected by anything to do with child abuse in their pasts, or somebody they know who was abused in any way, doesn't matter when it was or how long ago it was,
No,
is go and seek help, go and get some help.
Mhm.
Don't just sit there and live with it and think, well, it's been too long. Go and get some fucking help, for God's sake.
if you want help to do that, certainly me and Matt will help.
And it won't go any further.
I don't know how much help we can give, but it stays
I will-
completely confidential.
I'll talk about my case and what happened to me, because I'm quite open to talk about that. I can do that. But if it's somebody else's, it's obviously it would go no further.
I mean, man was physical and mental abuse systematically for 12 years.
Dad, normally his mom's here and you arrive.
And that is not a nice thing to go through.
It's amazing how many cases like this come out from people who are in their sort of middle age to even older. It suddenly comes out that they were abused when they were a lot younger, and now they're in their 50s, 60s, and
Yeah,
because at the
Has
time.
Sorry, go on.
Oh, go on, Croc. Go on.
Has that contributed? Has that made you? Obviously, it's contributed a lot to your own mental health and your mental mental problems. Not necessarily problems, but
No, I get what you mean, Craig. For me, the schizophrenia side is really nothing to do with the abuse. There's other things like the depression side, anxiety, and all of those.
obviously.
That certainly contributed to those. And there's other little things that it's contributed to. The schizophrenia, not so much, because mine's more of a congenital schizophrenia. So it was thanks to my real biological father. And we're not even going into that. That's a whole long show if I go into that one. He was a schizophrenic and he had issues, shall we say. But yeah, it's certainly sexual abuse growing up, or physical abuse, any abuse, like all have, can certainly affect you in later life. It definitely does. Some people it makes a lot stronger.
for me, the physical abuse came back and beat me in the head when I became a parent. Because everything that I've been suppressing and trying to keep down just came back at me like a bull running at a door. And I then had a long fight just to keep any form of sanity.
Yeah.
And when I went to say it was serious, I went into my GP and told her what was going on in my head. And I was in counselling within 2 weeks, when in this area the waiting list was 18 months.
Now, is that because you didn't want what happened to you to happen to your
I
child? You didn't want that you to do that? Yeah.
I didn't want to be my father.
Yeah.
I get that. It's a fucked up
But
position to be in.
I still remember I was suspended from school because I got in a bit of bother just after my father died. So I was at home and I'm watching Crown Court.
Okay.
And there, I know it's going back.
I remember.
And there was a case of a woman who killed her husband, stabbed him 40 odd times with a kitchen knife. But in the case, they went through everything that led up to it, and they said her husband had been a complete psychopath. And I remember I phoned my mother because she was at work. I phoned her up and said, they've just described Dad on Crown Court. And for me, that was absolutely gut-wrenching. But that, watching that, and then I remember clearly making that phone call to my mum when she was at work.
Yeah.
And just said, they've just described Dad on Crown Court. Because everything that this guy had done to his wife that led to her killing him, my dad had done to me.
Yeah.
All the beatings, all the mental put downs, all of it. And it's scary.
Yeah. Yeah, it is. It is very scary. It's the power that people like that have over you as well.
Mm.
Yeah.
You can look like it's like when people say, and women, you hear it more with women, I think. Although men are starting to come out a bit more now and say, if they were abused. But women who say, oh, well, if I say anything, but I was something happened on a night out because I was wearing a short dress, a low cut top, blah, 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 blah. Yeah, she had her tits hanging out. Yes, you could see her knickers or whatever. No, that does not give you the right to go and rape her. The thing is, years ago, I mean, you probably remember, but back in the 70s and 80s, the police's attitude, well, what was she wearing?
Mm.
Yeah.
No.
Mm.
If she said no, that really doesn't give...
But it was...
Now, is that one that you can connect to your phone that has Bluetooth, or is it just the normal one? Apparently, you can get them. Apparently, you can get those types of ones.
Can you, Craig? Can you?
Apparently.
So that's what he's doing while he's on the bus when he's meant to be driving.
No.
So if you see an out of control bus coming towards you with a grinning fool at the steering wheel, you know what he's up to.
Hmm.
I was wondering why he got that big smile on his face when he hit that bump.
Yeah, it's a speed bumps at me. Just repossessions it a bit better.
You've been hanging around with Hanky for too long, mate. That's it.
Just all meant.
Is this item a plug-in electric item? I bet you he's got another
Those
one.
didn't
types of
narrow it down
items
very
are
far.
also available.
We know.
Apparently, the best ones that are attached have an app, so you can give somebody else the app details.
Apparently.
This show's taking a rapid downhill decline.
Yes, it needed to.
You notice we hit that hour mark, and every time we hit that hour mark, it just goes right down the toilet.
Or right up. No.
Mhm.
We've got to have a bit of comedy and a bit of a giggle on it.
Yeah, especially since the last sort of 10 minutes has been a bit emotional.
Yeah,
Yeah,
just a bit.
I think that's also the reason why I haven't received any of that sort of thing, but especially with my tone and with the likes of the tone of my father and that sort of thing, I've tried to change my style of parenting for the children, for the kids, so that they don't feel the fear from me.
The thing is, it's difficult with parenting because I had it today. Gwendolyn's decided that some of the walls would look better with artwork on as opposed to plain.
Right.
Alana, which I'm very surprised at her, she really let rip. She really did. And I said, yeah, but it's a rented house. I went, and pain. Yeah, but what if? I said, what if they don't come round? I said, if they do, she's a 5-year-old child. It's a bit of paint. You put a bit of paint on the wall. Job's done. End of.
Or what you do is you get a great big roll of white paper or the black paper, and use chalk on it instead.
Yeah, yes, she got told off, but it's like I said, it's not worth keep having to go. She knows she's done wrong. She's in the wrong. She's been told off. That's it. It's quick enough fix. It's a 5-minute job. It's fixed.
I had that. Before my mum passed away, I had said, "Oh, Lydia's so good. She hasn't even been interested in drawing on the walls or anything like that." Just as I hear her with a pen on the walls, I was just telling you, Gran, how good. Yeah.
It's one of those situations where you think, "Oh, I'm going to kill the little bastard," and it is. But in the big scheme of things, it's not the end of the world.
Yeah. I mean, the chances of you getting your security deposit back from a rental house Oh yeah, is very rare anyway. I mean, oh yeah, we've got to use your money because it needs redecorating. You're fucking selling the house anyway, so it don't bastard matter.
Yeah.
My attitude towards it is kids will always do stuff like this. They always will. That's just
Oh,
the
yeah.
way. Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly. Lisa. You know, it's. I'm not. She's no different to what I was. I was a fucking nightmare as a kid. Well, I still am a nightmare, but I was more of a nightmare as a kid. I was a pain in the ass for stuff like that. I was always doing stuff that I shouldn't have been up to. And nothing has changed in that way. So what do I expect from my own daughter? She's going to be like that. She's going to be a little shit.
I look back. I learned to
fair enough.
wallpaper for a reason. I decorated my bedroom wall. And the only way you were going to cover it was with wallpaper.
Yeah.
Mm.
Because paint wouldn't have covered it.
It's when the people take the wallpaper off and they see why do they come here to die? Why do they come here to die? You put right, you're next.
Yeah, Craig, you haven't been to my old house, have you?
No, it's just what you should do. Just if you're putting a new carpet down where the old carpet was, you just put a mark of a body on an outline of a body and a few red spots of paint. Yeah.
Oh,
No,
paint.
the best one I ever did, and I did this to a friend of mine. She's Wiccan, but she didn't know I'd done it. I put a pentagram on her bedroom floor. We were decorating her house. So we had paint left over. So I'd put a pentagram under where her bed was going to be, put the pentagram out, let it dry, put a carpet on top. Well, she comes to move house and she's pulling it about 4 years later. This was she pulls the carpet up. She went, "You fucking dickhead!" She had a pentagram under her bed for the entire time.
Oh wow!
It was the right way up. Don't worry. It wasn't evil. I was nice. I wouldn't do that to her.
Hey, my mom.
Mm.
I think the best one I did was the Wild Arts first album with the big peck, smiley face, and crossbones.
Yeah.
Bright orange yellow. I had that painted on my wall. The wall, the size of the wall.
My landlord's been.
Complete with all the right lettering for "Don't be happy, just worry."
My landlord's been in this room with all the stuff in it, with all my stuff in it, and he's just gone, and then wanders off.
Yeah, but the thing is, he knows that whenever you do decide to move out, if you do, that's all going to come down.
Exactly.
And everything's going to get repainted. Holes, whether you got holes in there, are all going to get filled, and yeah.
Exactly.
But the thing is, you're living in the house. You can't not do any damage or anything like that.
Otherwise, you're going to end up living in a white box.
Yeah.
It's not
Okay.
your own.
Yeah. Yeah. It's someone else's home.
We're still a magnolia box.
Oh,
I mean, it's
mate,
someone
honestly,
else's house, but you want to put your own little mark on it because you're living
Yeah.
there.
fucking Magnolia. I hate Magnolia. The best of them.
Yeah, so do I.
That's why I've tried to cover as much of it as I can.
I mean, my old landlord, I told him what I was going to do, and he said, yeah, fine, just remember to paint over it when you leave. I didn't, but
Yeah.
I got my deposit back,
Yeah,
mainly because I found him a new tenant.
Mm.
the only time landlords tend to be pissed off at you is if you leave the house and there's like tiles of rubbish everywhere and the doors are hanging off and stuff like that. You know, that's different. But that's a,
But of course, I've decorated places, not necessarily appropriately.
but is it appropriately to them or appropriately to you? That's the difference. You know?
Mm.
I don't think it was appropriately for the landlord.
The thing is that's the thing, isn't it? The landlord will say, "Oh, I want it all in Magnolia." Great.
Because
Anybody
it's a
who-
neutral colour.
Yeah. Anybody who lives in a house doesn't want it all in Magnolia. So
And Magnolia paint is cheaper.
yeah. Right, so Dalek break.
I always gone for a Dave.
Right, Davos is going.
Mm-hmm.
Hey, at least turn the sound off this time. We ain't got to hear the water going. At least I'm hoping it's water.
Yeah. I still need to do some decorating in this place, but every time I have a holiday, yeah, I'm going to do some decorating. Can I be bothered? I've filled. There's been some holes where there's been screws in, and I've filled them, and I still haven't painted over them.
I must admit, I do at least like to make sure it's a washable paint. But half of my walls are still the paint that was put on when it was built,
Mm.
which is porous paint. Because this was brand new when I moved in. So they have to put porous paint on for the first year to allow the walls to dry properly.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And it's like, whatever you do, don't put a standard emulsion on, acrylic emulsion on, because everything will crack. Because it all dries, all the actual wall dries unevenly.
Mm.
Who's got a big crack?
I wasn't going to mention that.
Mm.
I'm just saying about porous paints versus acrylic paint, acrylic emulsion.
If I decorate here, you know the route I'm going down? Mr. Bean. Pot of paint and a stick of dynamite.
So there's going to be a silhouette. It's going to
There's
look
gonna
a bit
be
like
there's gonna be one of
it's
me
going to
like
look a bit like it's going to look a bit like Whistler's mother,
that. Yes.
except it'll have wheels, not just be a rocking chair. Yeah, it's when you get the timing of the fuse wrong, isn't it? That's another of those ties in what we were talking about this afternoon. If you stick the 2-second fuse in, you've no chance.
Oh no.
You've been having that trouble, Tyler, the 2-second views.
Hey, you buy the Chinese stuff, you get the Chinese quality.
Tyler is like a human being, only one you got off Wish.
Oh, you're being nice this week. Wow.
No, because all I shall do, Mike, is I shall sit.
I used to be all fast tech.
I will sit in the chair with the roller and get Gwendolyn to push me up and down.
Yep. So that paint could be anywhere. You've no chance of it reaching the walls or the ceiling.
Well,
Most
if
of
you
it will be on mat.
if yeah, more than that, if you buy the wrong firework, but the wrong vape, it does end up being like a firework.
I was going to say with some of the Chinese stuff,
Even
there was a difference.
You put the wrong idiot behind an American made or an UK made mod too, and you could have a bomb too. So.
That has a few of them.
Yeah, that's true.
Has anybody actually found anything worth? Actually, yes, at least
Yeah.
2 of us.
Yeah.
Yes, 3 of us have.
Yeah.
And it's all the same thing. That's the worst thing.
Yeah. Yeah.
I know exactly what you're talking about too.
Yeah, but we can get it.
Yeah,
And
I'll get it in 6
and
months.
it's not. I looked at the price. It shows the price of it now on the website. So, which
It's not too bad,
but-
is it?
yeah, no,
It's, they
No.
haven't-
mm,
it's not massively different. Let's be honest, it isn't. But
Grab the computer charger.
yeah, I quite like the look of it. So
oh, but it looks quite nice. I mean, okay, yes, I haven't built the one that I bought a couple of months ago because that's still in the cupboard that time forgot.
The kids haven't found that one.
Time
No.
might have forgotten it, but the kids haven't.
No, although, see, I had the box with the Vapefly Optima that I had sat out, and Theo was like, "That's new." No, it's not. Yes, it is. No, it's not. I've had it for ages.
Gary, there is a simple answer here, okay? Don't put your fucking mod in the same pocket or even in your pocket as your phone. Look, all of my mods have buttons. Okay? They only work when I press them.
This one's even better. This one's even better because you slide it open, it won't even press.
It's only when you get stuff like this, which I really must build again at some point.
Oh, they're fun if you accidentally fire one in your pocket.
That will definitely make your balls tickle.
Yeah.
And you'll end up like Steve. Which reminds me, where is Steve?
Hasn't he got his operation coming up for his eye?
Oh, it's for his eyes.
He's got an eye.
Yeah.
He's got an eye one. I think it is Monday or Tuesday.
He's
Yes, I know you can lip read. Yes, I was telling my son to go away.
in short, jerky movements.
Yeah. Oh, yes. As he's just come in, grabbed a drink of my drink, and dropped his guts. Thanks.
I did suggest to Stephen that
Definitely know that he's my son.
rather than having the parrot, why doesn't he just stick with what he's always had, which is Jasper, and just put Jasper on his shoulder?
Well, I did tell him he could put a patch on now.
I mean, I suppose I can see his point. Jasper might be a bit heavy to have on your shoulder.
Hmm.
He's 12 now, bless him, it's Jasper.
Hmm.
And he's got all his legs. What you can say for Stevie?
Oh dear. Yeah, so apart from what we've seen, there's nothing else. I was looking at a couple of other bridges for the AIOs, but
No, there's a mod coming out as well that I saw.
Oh, Vapor's Cloud.
Vapors Cloud regulated mod.
Azra or something like that. It's called something like that.
Aspire, I think it's called Aspire, but it comes in British Racing Green.
Ooh.
Yeah,
Let's hope it's British Racing Green after Jaguar and not after Rover, because if it's after Rover, it's going to break down within the first one.
Or the paint will crack and flake.
Yeah.
Actually, what will happen if it's Rover British Racing Green? You'll have one side a different colour, a different shade of British Racing Green than the other side.
No, Gary, he doesn't need a wooden leg. He's high tech. He's got Stevie's only got one leg because he lost the other one. Well, he didn't lose it; it got cut off. So he's got a high tech one now.
yeah.
And
Oh, I did see that there's a new topside V4.
Yeah,
it's exactly the same as the other lot.
I know.
Oh,
I
geez.
can't work out I can't work out where the V4 comes from.
Because it's the fourth time they've released it.
Ah,
Yeah.
because it's still got the same latch mechanism for the battery door. It's
Yeah,
still
correct.
micro USB, and it's still the same board.
Don't get me
Mhm.
wrong. I mean, I've got mine here. I love the top side. I think it's a
So,
cracking mod.
so in other words, they've found a load of shells, loads of mechanisms. Apparently the bottle's different, but it doesn't look different. So they thought, oh, so that we'll release a few more.
So what we've done is we've gone to the cupboard like blokes do with when they're looking for biscuits. Haven't looked properly.
Mm.
The missus has come in and said, "Hey, there's some more squonkers at the back of this cupboard."
Mm.
Yeah. I will say, if anybody hasn't got one, they are a really good squonker. They are, if you're into squonkers, they are really good. And don't look up squonking on any other sites, Gary, because you might get a surprise to what squonking is. It's not what no.
And definitely don't look up squanking, as somebody called it.
Mm.
You don't look up swanking on Urban Dictionary. Gary is now going to be off, Coke.
Any second now, all the colour's going to disappear from Gary's face.
Oh, I can do that. I can screw with Gary's head so easily.
Oh God! You remember on Pictures of Eastwick where we got girls to look up Blue Waffle? She completely changed colour.
I also did it one night. We had in the Misfits when it was funny in there. We had Bunny in there, and Bunny was going on about Urban Dictionary because we'd had a spate at one point of me coming up with things off Urban Dictionary. And me being me, I said to Bunny, I said, "Here, Bunny, go on Urban Dictionary." She says, "Why?" I says, "Look up Alabama Hot Pocket."
Oh,
I have
God.
never been sworn at. I have never been sworn at for such a long period of time in an Irish accent. And some of the words she used, I swear they weren't English or Irish. They were just bunnyisms. The
That wouldn't surprise me.
abuse I got. And the best bit was you got Darren in the corner pissing himself laughing.
Mm.
You need some Jamesons. That's what you need, Gary. That'll help with the cold. It won't necessarily cure the cold, but you'll forget you've got it.
You will forget. Yeah.
And by the second bottle, you'll definitely forget the cold.
Although I have to say, one of the best cures for a cold, without a doubt, has to be Pusser's Navy rum. It is the only stuff I know you can have a glass of it, and the next morning, gone.
No.
And if you want to speed it up a bit, a little bit of peppermint cordial in it.
You get a bottle of rum this week, I think.
I've still got a sealed bottle of Woods 100 because I've been banned from drinking.
What a waste. What a waste.
It
Mind
is,
you.
but it's aged.
Blue waffle. Oh God, that was going round for ages, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Then some pillock came out with a blue waffle fucking e-juice.
Oh, good Lord. No.
That was what.
Just
That
no.
was what, no, that was what started it. Was a blue waffle e-liquid.
It was actually, by all accounts, the blue waffle e-liquid was actually it was all right. It's quite nice.
It's just
Not that
when we
I've
got
ever
the-
been. Not that I've ever been a big blueberry fan.
Mm.
Is it Mike? Yeah, Mike likes. Mike used to be into his blueberry ones.
Yeah.
Yep, you're not wrong, Mike.
Boys.
That honey and lemon Jack Daniels is terrible though, because it's so easy to just.
I was going to say, I opened a bottle of that. Fuck knows where it went.
Yeah, exactly. The apple one's as bad.
Yeah,
I went
don't
through a
remember
litre.
drinking it.
That's it. That's the Mike's. Yeah, blueberry, sour, raspberry.
Okay.
Hey, you might have COVID, Gary. You could have COVID.
I didn't buy the Apple one deliberately after buying the honey one.
The Apple one is somebody bought me a bottle, a litre bottle as well.
Yeah, I remember.
And then wondered why I could like I was drinking it like fucking water, which is not a good idea with me and spirits.
Yeah, sounds a good move, Lisa.
I was going to do a joke then, but I'm thinking better of it because I'm going to get in trouble. I was going to. Oh no, I'm going to do it anyway. So Lisa's saying she likes Five Fingers.
I noticed Lee's very quiet.
Ah.
I'd ask about Mike, but I'm not sure. I want to know how you know what personal washing up liquid tastes like.
Mike, no, oh God. Has he run out of e-liquid again?
No, gee.
Boys. Hey, put this on the floor.
Mike thought it was good on his boxer shorts, so try it on his model.
Keep clean through him.
Well, the upshot was, for once his farts actually smelt all Persley's.
The only thing was he was blowing bubbles for days.
Did Michael Jackson know?
No, they get off brothers, please.
Have you noticed they're still doing that on Purcell and adverts for the little pod things, not for consumption by children?
Yeah.
I'm sorry, if your child is so stupid that they're going to eat one of those Tide Pods, they actually deserve to eat it.
Yeah.
Well, I don't know, Mike. I don't know what you get up to at the weekends. I mean, now you've turned into Alan Titchmarsh. Do you know, I'm actually pleased for Mike. He actually enjoyed. I'd never thought I'd hear the day when Mike said he's enjoying doing the gardening.
Yeah.
It's weird how things change, isn't it? It sounds like he's doing a fucking good job of it, no?
It does. It can come and give the housing association some bloody tips.
Mm.
Fucking useless around here. Yeah, I've missed it as well, Lisa.
Do you know what I think it is, Mike? I think it's because you're getting outside in the garden and you're just pottering about doing the bits you want to do, just sort of chilling out.
And it's nice and it's warm.
Yeah.
And you're not having to think about it to do it.
I mean, as much as you get wank, you get the knobheads like me who take the piss and call you Alan Titchmarsh and all the rest of it, which it was going to happen. Hey, mate, if you're enjoying doing it,
Mm.
Yeah. No, Gary, you want to grow your own habaneros.
jalapenos aren't too bad. Mind you, it depends where. Climate comes a lot into it with the chilies.
Yeah.
You might be all right because you're more south than I am, so you might be all right.
I suppose you could try and grow them in a greenhouse.
Yeah.
Also, they'll certainly grow on a south-facing windowsill.
I don't know enough about it, Gary. I think the guys are right. I think you can, if you've got, excuse me, a greenhouse or like a polytunnel or something like that,
Mm.
you can do it there. The only thing you'd have to be careful for is when we get to the colder weather, is like frosts coming in, but I don't know jack shit about gardening, so do a bit of research. I'm sure somebody in the UK must grow their own chilies. Must do. There's got to be people who do.
There are a lot of there were a lot of chilies grown in the UK.
Scotch bonnet.
And yes, bonnets.
I said no ice cream. Ice cream not in.
They're mostly tropical, but they'll grow in a greenhouse.
It depends. How hot do you like? Do you like your chilies? Because Scotch bonnet, Nagers, Carolina Reapers,
Scorpions,
some of the habaneros. I personally like habaneros because they've got a nice, slightly smoky taste.
They've also got a nice fruity edge to them compared to some.
You want something with a bit of spice. Some of the habaneros, because there's a lot of different ones.
Yeah.
Some of them are quite mild.
Mm.
I mean, I've eaten habaneros, literally just eaten them as they are. That's me. It's Scotch bonnets will probably be too. Yeah, they've got a kick to them. But Naga's the same. They've got a hell of a kick to them.
That's true. Some of the jalapenos have very little heat at all.
My
They're
recommendation: there's some good people on YouTube that talk quite a lot about chilies and different types of chilies, and they know about what flavours you get from what chili and all the rest of it, and just have a look, see what you find.
Or what you could do is get a load of chilies and take the head off, take the seeds out, and if you've got a like mini food processor, chop them up, put them in a jar, cover them with oil, and then
Yeah, I didn't think about.
That's what I used to do when I was in catering. Get a load of chilies when we used to use the chilies in some of the dishes we had, especially on the nachos. I take the stalk off, take the seeds out, and just chop them up in a little food processor, and put them in a jar and cover them with olive oil, and they kept all right.
And so it'll keep for quite a while.
They just release, take the lid off every so often, lets the gases out.
Oh.
The same with garlic. The same with garlic. We do that with our garlic.
Yeah.
Oh, mate, I haven't done that for ages. Yeah, top them, core them out, and then just fill them up with like cream cheese. Oh, yes, they're fucking gorgeous.
That's one I can't do.
But I tell you what, if you get some of the real spicy chilies,
Yeah. Oh. It's one of those unfortunate things for me now. I've got to stick with the mild chilies.
I tend to not go for as hot as I used to with chilies. I tend not to go quite as hot nowadays.
I can't take the risk because I'll have a medium to hot curry, and that's it. My ulcer's playing up. 3-4 days.
Yeah, if you've got anything like colitis or any sort of stomach ulcers or ulcerations, chilies are really, no. Yeah, that's painful from what I've been told.
Yeah. Oh, it is. That's when I suddenly find I'm getting through an awful lot of Gaviscon.
Yeah. That would be the one, Lee, if I had chilies that were too hot nowadays, yes.
Mm.
I don't go for as much spicy stuff as I used to. Tend to go for more flavour now.
Yeah. The gastritis isn't such a problem. My problem is I get esophagitis. So everything above my stomach burns as well.
Yeah, Lisa, you don't need chilies to make you sweat. You really you don't need any assistance. I really would like to go to America to one of their chili competitions, though.
Yes.
I want to do that.
I must admit, I could be tempted to do something like that.
Kids dinner.
Well, I want to see how spicy they think they can make chili.
Well, judging by a lot of the stuff that comes over to the UK that's been bottled from America, not very.
Not. I've had some pretty, what I'd rate as pretty fucking hot stuff over the years. Plus, the good thing about chilies, Gary, is they actually speed your metabolism up by about 4 times.
Mm.
Oh,
Oh, we've upset Tyler again.
Tyler's gone.
the funniest one we had with Tyler is when he had a bottle of hot sauce and decided to try it on a bit of bread. Or oh, I knew it was going to go wrong. I knew it was going to go wrong. Yeah,
Yeah.
that not funny, Mike. Very painful.
That's why I'm constantly battling with Mike. I have a little problem at the top of my stomach now called a Shatsky ring, which is where the sphincter at the top of the stomach's herniated.
Yeah.
So your body tries to produce another closure on the stomach.
Oh, great.
Well, I've got that. But unfortunately, that means if I eat something really hot, it stays in my esophagus. It doesn't even get to my stomach for about an hour.
Yeah,
That hurts.
that's it's getting dangerous when it's stuff like that. It's like I've said, with chili's okay, so long as you're used to eating it.
I used to eat a lot of chili. And a lot of proper Indian curries.
Mm.
Not this made for the UK shit.
Yeah, curries made for the English people tend to be just hot, and that's it.
Bland.
Curries made properly have a lot of flavour.
Yeah.
I like flavour in my food.
You know, I mean, I learned about balancing my spices for a good curry from a couple of friends who were Indian.
Yeah.
And they'd been taught by their mother.
Mm.
It's like, oh, you're going abroad. You better learn to cook properly.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Here's
So
one for you, Gary.
They'd been taught to cook properly.
Here's a good one for you, Gary. You know what? Obviously, you know what colcannon is. When you make the colcannon, cut up. I mean, it's up to you what chili you use, but cut up a couple of chilies and add that to colcannon. And what you end up with is really creamy mashed potato made with cream with chili in it. It's fucking gorgeous.
It also refries this following day beautifully.
Barbecue jerk sauce. I like barbecue jerk chicken, proper jerk chicken. I grew up around a lot of Jamaican people, so I'm used to their food as well. Which is something else a lot of English people wreck. What do you think with English people and wrecking perfectly good cooking? You ever notice that? The English seem to be able to take any dish and ruin it.
It's like my grandmother used to cook cabbage within an inch of its life. There was more flavour in the fucking water.
Mm.
Yeah.
And then somebody locally started just had a patch of land next to them, and they just planted it all with spinach. You could just go in and grab a load of spinach. I used to just take that home, wilt it, bit of butter.
Hmm.
Beautiful.
I do that with curly cabbage anyway.
Yeah.
Cook it, drain it, put it in a pan, a little bit of butter in it, and then cook it off in the butter. And then add a little bit of bacon in with it, a salted bacon in with it as well.
Yeah.
It's lovely.
Mm.
Chef Mike.
Or cook the bacon in the butter,
Oh yeah.
and then yeah.
Yep. Well, obviously your mum does bacon and cabbage. She's Irish, for fuck's sake, Gary. I wouldn't expect her to do anything else. There's nothing more Irish than bacon and cabbage. You don't get much more Irish than that.
Mm.
If it's cooked right, bacon done properly, yeah.
I think when I was in catering, I used to use all the water from cooking the vegetables for the Sunday roast for the pub restaurant. I use that for the gravy.
I still do that every day, mate.
Mm.
Have a Sunday roast. Yeah, goes in.
Mm. Yeah, big pan of the water from the cooking of the veg.
Yeah.
Bit of red wine in it, cooking wine, and then pesto. Lovely.
Just let it cook down.
Mm.
Get the scrapings off the bottom of the meat pan as well, if you can.
And pull the juices in.
Yeah, you get all that flavour.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, totally. So many people don't bother doing that now. I don't know why, but right, as it's coming up to an hour and 55 minutes, and Tyler seems to be pedaling really hard to keep his internet going.
It's giving me problems today, I'll tell you what.
So much for America being massively better than anywhere else in the world.
Yeah, I don't know what they do to their chickens in Lidl. We had one from there a while ago, and it was exactly the same. It wasn't nice. I don't know how they cook them, but they're yeah.
Mm.
They inject with a lot of water.
Yeah, fucking horrible. It doesn't matter how much you cook it. That you normally your skin goes, you get goes to sort of that crispy-ish.
Yeah,
and then it starts to just lift away from the meat slightly.
Mm-hmm.
But you could cook it for 5 hours, and it still wouldn't be fucking cooked properly. There's something dodgy about that.
Yeah, I mean, we quite regularly whole cooked chickens from Sainsbury's for lunch.
The thing is, if you get the whole cooked chicken, you can just cut that up, section it off.
Mm,
There's no waste.
yeah.
But
Mm.
yeah, I'll let you guys do your goodbyes. Where you go, Tyler?
I'll say who
Yeah,
we starting with this week
Well,
before
no,
it goes out again.
we'll let you go
Mm.
first before your internet crashes and you don't pedal hard enough.
I'm telling you, my legs are getting tired, my back.
Oh, that's brilliant. Ah,
Couldn't
Really
have been
breathed right
time.
then and there.
Couldn't have been
Oh,
time any better.
don't worry, none of us laughed at you.
no.
All right, everybody. Goodbye and have a good week. As always, thanks for being here. We do appreciate it. You know, this is one of those random shows we do where it's just catching up, and it's nice, but it kind of got into some touchy subjects, some not so touchy subjects, and it was a good banter for a couple hours. Well, the parts that I caught anyway. So that's it for me this week, guys. Everybody, I said, have a good week. Be nice to yourselves. Be nice to each other. Craig, say your goodbyes, bud.
Yeah, thanks everyone for joining us. As usual, the Facebook group's there and page is there. If anyone needs any help, assistance, or just a vent, there's usually one of us available. Yeah, as Tyler says, have a good week. Hope everyone will be fine, and we'll catch you all again next week. And I'll pass that on to Bill.
Cheers, Greg. Yeah, all I can do is echo what's been said. Have a really good week. Stay out of trouble. And just keep your eye on the papers to see where the trouble's going to be this week and avoid it, because this doesn't look like it's going to get better quickly. So take care of yourselves, everybody, and have a good week. Over to you, Matt.
Yeah, just a catch-up show. Got onto a few other subjects, but I don't know what's going on in the world at the minute. It's all a bit fucked up everywhere, I think, but that's just the way it is. If any of you need us, you know where we are. And if you got any ideas for shows,
That's a different type of trouble, Lisa.
Matt always avoids trouble.
Yeah, but trouble doesn't avoid Matt.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Moving on before Tyler stops peddling and his internet goes out again. Yeah. So I hope everyone has a good week coming, and yeah, we'll call that time. So we'll catch you all in a bit, guys.
Yep. Good night, everybody.
Good night. Bye.
Night, everyone.